My grandmother used to make an amazing meatloaf. I was missing this the other day and I attempted to make one at home. Now, this isn't as good as hers, but it was still pretty good. I especially love the tangy sauce on top that almost caramelizes as it bakes. So, let's get straight into it. Start by finely chopping some onion, garlic, and some green bell peppers. Chop it as finely as possible so that it mixes well with the meat. In a large bowl, add in some breadcrumbs and then pour milk on top and mix it so that all of the breadcrumbs are soaked in milk. Let it sit for about 10 minutes so that the breadcrumbs really absorb that milk and get nice and soggy. To this, add in the minced beef. Now, I'm using a slightly fatty mince for this because it's just so much yummier. And then add in the chopped onion, garlic, and the green bell peppers. Season with salt, pepper, dried thyme, and dried coriander leaves, and then add in some Worcestershire sauce and a couple of eggs. The Worcestershire sauce adds an umami flavor, and the eggs help bind everything together. The only thing I think I might do differently next time is maybe I'll add in a couple of tablespoons of ketchup into this mix as well, just to bring in a bit of tang and sweetness to cut through the richness of the meatloaf. And then go in and really mix everything together with your hands. Mix it very, very well. Make sure to break up any lumps of breadcrumbs that may have clumped together. Once everything is mixed through, set this aside for about 30 minutes so that the flavors really get in there. Now, if you can let the meat marinate for longer, that is even better. To make the sauce that goes on top of the meatloaf, you just need to mix together some ketchup with some Dijon mustard, brown sugar, and white vinegar. The sugar helps it caramelize, and the vinegar really brings out the tang of the ketchup, and that mustard just gives it a nice kick. Give it a quick mix, taste, and adjust. Now, I needed a little bit more tang, so I'm adding in a dash more vinegar to this. Once the sugar has dissolved, the sauce is ready. Set this aside and preheat your oven to 170 Celsius. Get a loaf tin and oil it so that the meat doesn't stick to it. Give the meat mixture a quick mix just to get everything mixed again, just in case anything has settled to the bottom. And then spoon the meat into your loaf tin and press it down with a spoon to make sure that it's nice and compact. The tighter you pack the meat in, the more loaf-like it will be, and that way it won't fall apart so easily when you slice into it. Now, if you aren't very confident about seasoning your meat, then you can always just cook about a teaspoon of the meat mixture on a pan and taste it before you pack it all into the loaf tin and bake it. Once your meat has been packed into your loaf tin, then spoon over about half of the sauce that we made earlier. Give the sauce a quick stir and then spoon it over the top of the meatloaf and spread it out evenly so that it coats the top of your meatloaf. This sauce is the best part of this dish, especially the corners where you get a little bit of extra caramelization going. It's kind of like that corner piece of a lasagna. Yum! Clean the edges of your baking tin so that the sugars in the sauce won't caramelize onto your baking tin, because this makes washing up a nightmare. And then pop this in the oven and bake for about an hour or so at 170 Celsius. Halfway through the bake, spoon on the rest of that sauce. Spread it out evenly on top and then pop this back in the oven. Let this cook until the internal temperature of your meatloaf reaches at least 70 Celsius. Once it's cooked through, take it out of the oven and let it rest for about 15 minutes. And then slice into your homemade meatloaf. Serve this over some creamy mashed potatoes. And this is the ultimate comfort food. The potatoes go so well with the meatiness of this and that caramelized sauce on top. That was the star of this meatloaf for me. The way the tang and the sweetness enhances that beef was incredible. Yum. Follow along for more. See you in the next one. Bye.